So I want to make another video. Ribbit. This time, I think I'm gonna do this about running Lisp with Notepad, let's say. So I guess the best way to do this would be to just go to a temp directory, let's say, and just create a file, text document, and then let's name this test.lisp. And then from here we could run, let's run Notepad. Let's say that's our editor we'll use. And then actually make that over here. So actually I prefer that over here. Oops. And then let's say we're going to run this with CMD. And we could probably run this with PowerShell also. So let's put PowerShell over here. So CD temp. And the main reason that PowerShell is useful is because I'm used to typing ls all the time. And you can type dir or ls. And over here I'm just stuck with dir. So CLS work over here too. Yeah, okay. So what we could do is come over here. I already have SBCL installed. So I wonder, I don't have Lisp or CLisp installed yet. I wonder if I should, well, let me do it with SBCL first, and then I'll install Lisp and we'll play with that too, possibly. So we can come over here and say like print hi, and then save the file. And then now if we come over here, we should be able to run SBCL because it's in my path, and put minus script, and then let's call it test.lisp. And so you see it comes over here and it prints out hi. So we should be able to come over here, and it's just going to print a new line. And then let's say if we have say def, like right here it's fine probably to use def r because I'm reloading the script every time and I'm not in the REPL. So I can say like def r, and then I could say I don't know, let's say OSs for instance, and then you could say NLS, I'll just NLS open BSD, free BSD, Linux, Mac OS, Plan 9, BOS let's say, and Amiga OS. And I guess the worst thing about this is the parentheses. So it's really nice to have an editor that is going to match the parentheses for you. And so I would suggest finding something, Notepad++, I don't know, we'll look at that in a minute maybe. What's the simplest way to get something that at least lets you know when you close a parentheses where the match is, at the very least. And then so right here we could say now print OSs. And I'm just going to put another new line here so I can keep going in a minute. And then we can just rerun the script. And then we have a list of the OSs now. And then we could come over here maybe and say def r, and let's make a greet, let's say, and we'll say oh ribbit UA ribbit Yo, ribbit. A ribbit. Ribbit. And then we can try to print that too. So print greet, just to make sure everything's correct. Come back over here, rerun that file. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and get rid of that, and let's just say loop for x in greet. Wow, is that how I do that? It's so weird looking. And I guess because it's not indenting code, so that's another thing. So this is filling on matching parentheses and indenting the code. So indenting the code, just put 2 spaces there maybe. And then let's say print the I forgot how I concatenate on this thing. Let me just see if I can figure that out too real quick. I'm gonna cheat real quick and run sly and control X1, and then let's just say concatenate, and can I say A space B? Is this how this works? No, what's it telling me? Bad thing to be a type specifier. Okay, so a type specifier probably means like string maybe. Okay, that's acceptable there. So I wonder if I concatenate all this stuff. So could I print it and then concatenate it? So if I say print and then like I'm just gonna put 2 spaces like this. Preferably you'd want to use something that's gonna indent this correctly, but this is gonna try to be acceptable. And then if I say concatenate, and then I say concatenate X, I'm gonna say with a space, ribbit. And that closes that one, that closes that one, that closes that one, and that closes that one. I guess that's how you have to do it there. And so then we can come over here and see if this works. No, it didn't. So, I guess once again I'm just going to cheat. This is, preferably. So if I just come over here, let's say, so come over here and grab this line, and come over here and paste that, and then come back over here and grab these, and then come back over here, and then just say print X. Alright, and if I say print concatenate A space B, doesn't like that. Oh, that's what it was, it's type specifier. And so I come back over here and put a string. Right, and so now if I come back over here, I should be able to say concatenate string, and then save that file, let's say, and then come over here. So what's my error if I do this, I guess? Let me copy this. Control C. It's confusing to switch between these two. Okay, the value O is not a type sequence. Alright, so if I can do that. Oh, maybe because it's not strings. Maybe I can just come over here and cheat and put strings here. Let's see. very good Notepad user, as you can tell. Okay, so if I come back over here, will that work? Ribbit at least. I should just make this work over here first. It's just easier for me to read the error over here. I thought this was going to be a simple video, now I'm doing this stuff. Wow, I didn't copy it or what? Value O is not type sequence. Well, it looks like a string to me. Oh, because greet's over here. Okay, so I need to come over here and get a real error. How can I do this without getting rid of my clipboard? There we go. Okay, so now if I run this, it's still telling me that. Alright. I don't really want to be messing with this right now, so let's say do print x ribbit. Will that work? Value of ribbit and print x is ribbit. If I say print c x and then do print c ribbit. Do you allow me to do that? Print c. Print c. Not print c, but print c. Okay, and then, oops. So, hit, I want to say, Control M maybe? Oh, no, that ran it. So, Control J, I guess will do it. There's a way to, oh, it's because it's messed up right now, my REPL. I found a command to fix that, but it's going to erase everything if I do that. So, if I come over here and say, this is supposed to be a video about not using Emacs, and here I am using Emacs. So I'm going to cut that, and then if I say Control C meta O, then that fixes the problem I had. So I come back over here, and now my tab completion is going to be working. I just found that command out today, so print C, and then I'm just going to put a space, even though that don't make sense. Oops. So ribbit. And then I need one more space somewhere. I'm just going to put it in the very beginning. Really, really cheat. Normally I would do this with like, what's it called? Format. Print C space. And then, can I run that? There we go. That's close enough to what I wanted to do. And so I guess if I come over here and then now it's indented the way this would do it at least, right? This is just in Sly too, it's not in the, and then come over here. It's not like in a list file because it indents better there. Oops, it's Control V here, not Control Y. And just to be consistent with what I was talking about before, I guess I could go like this. And then go like this. And so yeah, this is why you'd want to use something that indented better probably. And then go like this. And so now if I save this, Now we can come back to PowerShell. Just pretend like I typed all that over there in Notepad. And see, you can run the file like this, right? And so if you prefer this instead, so you can say SBCL -- script and then run it from DOS. And then there you go. And then over here, maybe even put another terpre here or another new line. And then actually one right here too, because it just looks better, I think, to not have the output. Right next to the prompt line or whatever. And so, oops. That's how you could use Notepad, let's say, to get around. And I want to say, certainly the Windows can still use batch files, let's say. So maybe we can pull out a bat real quick. And, where would I put that? I guess I'll put this in my progs folder, just for the sake of it right now. Now, if there's a Lisp file right now, it doesn't do anything when I double click it, right? And so if I wanted it to open up a Notepad every time, or whatever editor you use, it doesn't matter. If you can do this in Notepad, you can do it in any editor, right? So if you use Notepad++ or Atom, Visual Studio or Visual Code, or I can't remember the Visual Studio or Visual Code or something like that. There's another one that came out at some point. I haven't used Windows in so long, so it's been a long time since I messed with this. So if you wanted this to open up in your editor, you'd not want to do this, let's say. But let's just say you want to be able to run these real quick and you don't want to use DOS, or you don't like the command line, or it's just annoying, whatever. So come over here, let's create a text file. And I'm just going to call it run lisp .bat. And then run Notepad again. And then just put this over here. And so now I'm going to say, oops, gotta actually be in this window to type or what? So add, and then we'll just turn echo off. And I don't know, you can put all this close to each other, but I'm just going to separate it for this video. Actually, instead of typing it out, let's just go like this. And then, where's my SBCL? So we're going to find out where I installed SBCL real quick. So it's like program files, program files, steal to SBCL. So Control L will put me up in the bar up there, so I can just copy it real quick, and then come back to Notepad and Control V to paste it, and then just put sbcl.exe, and then when we run SBCL to run the script, we say script, and then the file name. So for that we can say %1, and that's kind of like the argument. So whatever we double click on, that's just saying use that file, right? And so let's just save this. And then now if I come over here, it's just in my C progs file. So if I go back over to a Lisp file, let's say, now I can say properties, and then change this, and then use a lisp.bat file. So you'd say change and then go find it. So more apps, and scroll down to the bottom, come over here and say it was in C progs run list.bat. Okay, and then come over here to our file. We should be able to double click it now, let's say. That might be closing. Let me go over here and put a read in there real quick. Okay, so what was happening is it was closing real fast. And since I put that read there, if I just hit enter, it's kind of annoying, but if you hit any key, like any other character besides enter, and then hit enter, it'll go away. So to fix that, we'll come back over here and take that readout. But that's just one way to do it. It's just, kind of tacky, but you could tell someone just typed something, I guess. And but we can come over to the bat file, and then here put pause. And then if you put pause there, you can come over here. Oops. Wow, I keep missing that. And then right here, it's the bash file that's pausing right here. So you see how it has this press any key right under this. So I guess you could come over here and try to put a terpre so it does that. But you can also come over here in the batch file and put a echo dot for a new line. And then now I've come back over here and double click that file and press any key to continue. And so this is how you could just run your files using Notepad and CMD or PowerShell. So the other thing to think about is you have all these other editors out there. I want to say there's a dude that made a lot of stuff, like a list of a lot of stuff. Oh, this might even be in the Common Lisp cookbook, I think it's called. But there was a list of like Common Lisp editor choices or something, maybe. Lisp.lang, maybe it's the cookbook. So here, let's just see. Yeah, this is the one. So, of course, Emacs. And then you have Vim and NeoVim. So if you're used to using Vim, like I'm used to using Vim, but I just play with Lisp and Emacs because that's where people like the dudes that make slime and Sly and all this stuff are messing with it. And for me, Vim, I prefer it as an editor a lot of times, or most of the time. I use it for 20 years to take notes and everything. I just always played with, like, once I started using Vim, I just got used to it. So every other language I ever messed with, I was probably in Vim when I messed with it. Until except for before. So before I messed with other editors, before I found Vim, let's say. So there was a couple different ones, but I guess these are the ones that are popular now. So here's Eclipse, and there's like some other ones, but an Eclipse one, and I guess you want the Dandelion plugin maybe. And these probably indent your code and stuff too, so picking one of these is probably better. This Lim one, when I first heard about it, it sounded pretty cool, but then when I looked at it, it's just so similar to Emacs. I don't know why, if I already use Emacs or want to learn Emacs, or is it like protocol using Emacs? I don't know. I haven't really messed with it too much. And then Atom, this Slime A. There was another one for Atom. I can't remember the name, but it's like Atom Slime or something maybe. But this is the newer one. So if you like Atom, then there's that one. Sublime Text. So VS Code. Maybe that's the one I was trying to think of earlier. Genie. I think I used that for a little bit for, maybe that's called something else. Bluefish maybe. But maybe I used this one at one point, just playing around, trying to find the editor. And then Jupyter Notebooks. Like there's a thing called Org in Emacs and another thing called Babel. And it's like a super Jupyter Notebooks on steroid. Although, like, Jupyter Notebooks used to be for Python mostly, and now it's got a bunch of other languages, so maybe it's kind of like equivalent. Or, maybe this is even more powerful now. But I want to say this used to be IPython, if I'm not mistaken. Because IPython disappeared. I wondered what happened to it. One time I looked it up, and I think that led me to this. And so this is like kind of like IPython actually right here, these guys. So at some point I'm going to probably check these out, because the SBCL command line, and maybe this one will work for Lisp and other stuff too. It's just so horrid that you actually need, and I think Lisp is better. So maybe if I try Lisp, maybe the REPL will be better than, it can't get worse than SBCL for sure. Like SBCL, if I just run that real quick, then, if I say +1, and then I want to use any kind of, oh wow, I guess it's better on the Windows one. But Control A, Control E, oh wow. Well, Control E didn't work. Control A is, highlighting everything. So I guess it's better than the Linux one, but still, it's like, if I was to say, let's try to go like this, defun, add whatever, and say plus, it's not indenting. And if I want to go back and edit stuff, like I want to go back and change the defun add to something, and look what I did. So it's just, I don't know. It's almost unacceptable. Like you have to be expected to be in this, in something else almost. And I don't know, like so you would use maybe RL wrap or something on Linux, but I don't know what you would do. But I would definitely say to use it. I'm going to check this one out, and maybe this one. It says it's simpler, but this one probably can be used for other editors. If it comes out like as good as Chicken Scheme, then it's definitely worth it. I think Chicken Scheme is the best REPL I've seen for a Lisp. That it's just not just hard to work in. Using Emacs commands, or maybe like Racket or something, is not too bad. I haven't messed with Racket since it was called Dr. Scheme, and back then there was also PLT Scheme, and Dr. Scheme ran on top of that, so I played with those guys, but I haven't really messed with Racket in a long time. But it's, now that they renamed it and stuff, at first I thought they might have just renamed it only, and I didn't know if Racket was running on top of PLT, but it seems like they renamed everything, and somewhere I read that they were moving away from like Scheme actual standard or whatever or something, and maybe that's why they did that too. I don't know, but I don't know. I just always thought they rebranded it because nobody ever used Dr. Scheme hardly, except for the people that used it. So I want to say now let's go find like a Notepad++ or another one. I'm not sure if Notepad++, if I can hit F5 to execute stuff, but certainly it might be able to do something like that. But there used to be an editor called SciTE, I want to say, and it was popular back when Tickle programming language was popular. Well, maybe after that a little bit, but it's still like it seemed like a lot of Tickle people use that, and so I played with that. So I'm wondering, it's probably this one. So I wonder if something like this might be able to do it also. I don't know. Executables. So I guess if you want to build it, it's not tested after Windows 2000-ish. And it's only a 1.9 megabyte file, so it's kind of tiny, I guess. I gotta get out of this. Sandbox I'm in real quick. Oops. That's not what I meant to copy. And yeah, I'll just put it in there. So theoretically we should be able to use this real quick and maybe use this instead of Notepad. I don't know if it, should I check actually? I don't need this anymore. Does this have like Lisp? Well, let's check Notepad++ too. Notepad Lisp. Like I did see something Lisp plugin. Oh, for CAD Lisp. This format code. So I don't know. There might be one in for here. I did see, like, I should have just said plugin probably. Notepad++, this plugin. I think Notepad++ has plugins. Compile Lisp. So anyway, maybe it works. But I also want to check out SciTE Lisp. And then just check this real quick. And so is this the stuff it supports? Well, it has Haskell and stuff. So, okay. I downloaded it already. Let's extract it. scan things before and after they're unzipped, I guess. And what are this? Abacus, Ada. So this might be the languages ASMs. There are Lisp one in here. Yeah, okay, so, and then is there SciTE.exe? Yeah, there we go. So now we have this. I'm gonna run it anyway. And then let's first grab the Lisp file, right? And my editor, let's move that over there for a second. Okay. And it looks like it's highlighting stuff. So let me see. Define Rivet, and then it's not. It is like right here. It's red. It's not closed, and then it closes. It's showing me the blue one. So if I close that, then this other one turned blue. You know, the colors are kind of hard to see, but maybe you can change that to some other colors. And I'll just say like print Rivet, and then print. I'll just put Terpre there, I guess. And then, so close. Now I can see I closed that, so that's acceptable. But it's not indented, so I'll just say put 2 spaces there to find a way you want to indent these things. Yeah, it's just a matter of taste how you indent stuff, I guess. Unless your editor's doing it for you, of course. Although if you're going to post this stuff on a forum or something, you might want to find like an online Lisp compiler interpreter and then paste it in there and see if it'll format that for you or something. But preferably find an editor that's going to do this. You might even be able to add that in here, the options. We saw that Lisp file. So there's a Lisp one right there. Oh man. So I guess this is extensions. Is there a way to compile this? Let's see, language Lisp, has scheme and Lisp. Keyword. So yeah, I guess here's your R5 scheme. So if you're it's not recognizing a keyword, you can just come in here and add them, it looks like. And then I don't see the Lisp ones, so those are the scheme ones. It's confusing. Oh, Lisp built-in functions here. Now, Common Lisp has, I want to say like 978 built like keywords or whatever, so they're definitely not all going to be there. You could, I guess add the ones as you use them or something, if it's bothering you. The only thing that matters to me is the parentheses highlighting though. The rest of that stuff's just fluff, except for the indentions not. So if we were to go back in here, let's say, there's the functions. I guess the colors, you can change the colors of the stuff. So let's see, it looks like colors of strings, color of an operator, the foreground or something. There's different styles you can choose or something, maybe. Color of a number, cover a comment. So you can change different things. And then let's see, what's this, command go. So here's P scheme, I guess, and GSI, which maybe, Gambit, I was going to say Guile. So I don't see Lisp in here, but let's go back to this file and just see if there's a way to compile these things. So yeah, it doesn't know about SBCL. So what we're trying to do is find a way that it knows about it. And if this is the way I would do it for, MC scheme or whatever. I don't know if I need to add this line right here. Like, what's this thing? Command go subsystem file patterns. Do I need to add one for Lisp? But, so let's say we go to SBCL, was it? Do I still have that folder open? It's over here. So if I grab that, and then let's put this, it says -F. Right here it says /R and -R. So this must be the flags for these guys. So we're going to change that too. And these guys don't have spaces and I do, so I'm just going to fix this. This does have spaces, so I don't know if I need to Let me type this before I forget. I'll just go like this. On this my script. And then the file. So this should be the file like that % was and 1 was. And so then we can come over here and say, no. I want to do it from here, right? Does that update on the fly, I wonder? I save that file. So yeah, that didn't do anything. Let me close it. And now it's over here. And then we want to put this temp file back in there. Can I go to tools now? Nope. So list properties. Oh, there's that scheme right there. I wonder. I was gonna say I might need to add this line right here, but I might need to change that to actually be Lisp. Oh, that updated on the fly, it looks like. So this is kind of tiny. Let's just go like this because my code's not. So here we can now come over here, let's say, and then we call it a rivet. So let's call rivet, and then, oop, and there's an error right here. Interpret, and I don't see the error there. So this, let's go over here to this, and then run this. Oh. That file's not saved, okay. If I would have saved that with that there, let's say, it should be erroring, right? Yeah, okay. I hope that didn't mess up the REPL though. Oh, I just hit F5 again probably. So hit save, now hit F5 again, there we go. And then down here it's actually saying the rivet too. So we can come over here, and there's a do times. I don't know if I can remember how to do this, but it's like do times. Oh, we have a greet up there, I guess. Do times. For X. I don't know. I can't remember how to do that one, I guess. Maybe I can go look it up real quick. But it's, see, it's like playing around. I want to learn how to do it without looking, but I don't know if I can. Do times. And then for like X. Or like your counter J and X or something. So what if I put greet there? Print hi, let's say. The value is not of type integer. If I just say 5 maybe? Okay, so what if I said do times for J, and then if I print the J here, does that work? Okay, that's not doing the greet, it's doing the J. But anyway, you can do it to do times, right? Loop for X in this, so maybe this is just for J, and then how many times you want to mess with something. So you can't use this at do times. I'll figure that out some other time where it's more useful than that, I guess. But that's an example. I should put it over here actually. So if I go like this and cut that and come over here and paste that, and I'm just going to keep with the format I was using because it's not auto-indenting correctly. Oh, it came all the way back. So go like this. There we go. And then I just hit F5, right? Hi. And then notice right here the exit code's right here. So I want to say that over here it wasn't doing that bad, right? So here it's on a different line. So here's where you're going to know you have your interpreters or whatever. And at least when I hit enter, it's staying on the same line instead of having to indent it every time, I guess. And then notice right here, when I did this, it's letting me know it's red, something's wrong. So it's because I didn't get rid of that one over there, and then now it's showing you. I didn't even have to like retype it. Just putting my cursor there, it's showing the match. So that's, I mean, that's acceptable, you know. And then hit F5, and then now. Oh, but I didn't want to do that, did I? This doesn't need to be indented. Oops. There we go. And so it's as simple as that. So I don't know. I don't know if I should. So yeah, if you were using Notepad or Visual Studio or anything else, then, and it, actually if you wanted to use one of those, you could go back to that place that I was just at. They probably have instructions if you follow those links or whatever. So what was it? Common Lisp editor choices. I'm gonna say, and then it was right here. So like if I wanted to install the Atom plugin, for instance, you'd install Atom. And then follow these instructions. So I don't know, it looks like a lot of steps actually. But you know, whatever. It doesn't matter what editor you use. So the only other thing I can think of is maybe go download Lisp. Or C-Lisp, I think is the way you're supposed to pronounce it, but I don't know where the best way to get this is. Yeah, this looks really new. Okay. I don't want to get Sichuan. Yeah, that's not cool. Is this the best place to get it? And this is for Windows or what? Oh, build tools. So, Windows, summary. Oh, it's possible. Okay, so same thing. Did I close Brave? I did. BZ2. I did ask for a Windows one, right? If I download the Windows one. Does it want to give me a BZ2? Yeah, it does. Okay. So, luckily I have WSL. 7-zip, WinRAR, I don't know. 7-zip might be the best bet. It's Ubuntu, right? And so I'm gonna say CD mount, C drive, and that's some downloads. Is that it? Oh, there's no N. And then, is there a buns up? Okay. And then we'll say Lisp. And that gave me a tar file. And like I said, 7-zip will probably open all the stuff up on the Windows side. And you know, like the people tell you not to use WSL this way, but the Windows dudes do. But it's one of the only reasons. I used to use Sichuan all the time. That's why I'm not afraid of using it. Like if Sichuan got it well enough for me to use, then, or Sichuan, however you pronounce it, Oh man, do they want me to build? It was to build. Like I saw that somewhere. Build tools. Like there. That's why it was that. Are they asking me to like make everything? Okay. Let me make sure there's no bins or nothing in here though. Doc Emacs. Why is it coming with Emacs? And in the Emacs folder, I got Vim stuff. Source tests, Unix utils. And what's in my utils? I'm just curious. Okay, so that's not what I want to do. So actually, let me dig back around over here. It shouldn't be this hard. Like I should have said Lisp Windows download, let's say. It's still saying build tools. I thought this is what you're supposed to use on Windows for a long time. Is there FTP on here or something? Can't Firefox open up a FTP? What's the difference between these two links? Oh, since using the HTTP protocol. Okay. Release, I'm gonna guess. And these are in the latest. Latest? Is it gonna do the same thing again? Yeah, I don't ever remember having to build this thing, but it's extremely possible that I've just always used this inside Cichuan, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be the same file, but whatever. No, it didn't let me do it. Probably because I'm in that file somewhere. I don't think so. So rm minus r clist.249 and then rm clist. No, I was reading the wrong thing, that's why. I was reading old data. Did I just run that file a minute ago? Oh, it's Bunzip too. Yeah. Test dog. It's the same thing I just did, I guess. Oh well, yeah, I'm not worried about it, I guess. I don't want to run it that bad. Oh, there's another one too. I don't know. At least there's a mean one. So do I have an exe for, oh, here's a Windows 32, but it's still mean. So yeah, maybe Genie Lisp for Microsoft. Yeah, so I would say use SBCL then, or unless you want to use that for some reason. Maybe I'm just, missing something here. But I could have swore that was the one you're supposed to use for Windows. But I've been using that Sidewind for so long. So here's like one of those things you can try Lisp online or whatever. I just don't recommend to do that all the time, like if you want to use that when you go to the library or something, cool, but you should at least get something running. So there's another one I wanted to talk about though. So let me get out of here because there's too many windows. But there's Closure and a bunch of other ones, like Closure with a Z. CCL, I think, is what it's commonly called. There's another one though. If you're an assembly, or C hacker, and you're on Windows, like this one I want to say is only for Windows, or at least it used to be, I think. And so I want to say you can just write inline assembly in C inside your Lisp interpreter. Examples. This be something that I put in here. I don't see anything that says. Okay, so I guess just to make sure. Before I look, let me look here. Yeah, so Corman Lisp, ASM, and C. And so this guy, some dude, was, I think, pretty much working on it by himself for a long time. Then he quit working on it, and someone asked him, like, what is this? Why am I over here for this file? Like, whatever, though. Alright, I can't do that. Could I put inline maybe? Oh, maybe this guy's stream macros. If I start document on that, guys, maybe I should come over here and look for the documentation. Like yeah, it looks like this one maybe could be it. I just want to see if it, I know this is probably annoying, but let's just see. Someone said it was the sickest Corman. Let's see, what is the problem with inline assembly? Lab assembly program appeared in Lisp 1.5. The second one is Corman's Lisp. Yeah, anyway, I'm pretty sure you can do that somewhere. Oh, maybe I should put Corman Lisp in parentheses. And maybe say inline C. It's just C's. Because I'm gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm almost ready just to go look at that other thing. Just to see. Dude. A doc file. So right here, I guess. The ugly way to look at it right here, but so here we go. A third method of embedding assembler into source code. So it looks like this is a third method, not just one, but third one. Allows you to mix Lisp code and assembly code. note the double curly brackets. So yeah, you want to be looking at the right page, I guess, in the right format. But like if I was just to say, oh dude, come on, I can't copy. Is it too much stuff or what? Yeah, my browser's like, what? You want me to do what? Oh, you know what? It might be the stupid thing. No, it ain't. No, what did I do? Jeez, stop. Get that junk out of here. Wait, what did I do wrong? Copy. Okay. Already did that though. Maybe the whole thing's here now? Nope. So, if I save this, let's say, I'll just put it back in that temp file. I know this is retarded, but you wanted to see a Notepad video, so here you go. Temp, and I'm just going to say test.html. And then if I have that file open still, let's say. And then now I'll come over here to this thing and just hit the new window and drag that over. Now, if I look at assembly, so here, you can finally see a decent way to look at it. And this is a third way, but whatever. So you're just defun foo format called foo, and then now you're gonna come over here and start using assembly. So move into EAX, EBP plus args offset, move ECX1. So this is like a place in memory plus whatever args offset is. And this is usually your counter. So you're putting 1 in there. And then assembler macros. So I guess you can roll with macros that have assembly in them too. I mean, and I want to say it does it with C too. But like, what am I gonna do? Look for C? Maybe C space C space. Like, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do C, just assembly. But I want to say somewhere the dude has a video somewhere too, so he talks about his journey or whatever. On YouTube probably. Corman Lisp. Maybe I should just say Lisp. Corman Lisp. This dude right here. So this guy's right here. He talks about it right here. So I don't even know why I'm talking about it. He can tell you about it. So I guess the next thing I can do is, yeah, not worry about it. Use SBCL, and you can use SciTE, and you know, I wonder, you could probably even there if I have SBCL on this side. So I'll just say SBCL -1 version over here. So if I installed SBCL on the Linux side, let's say, right, then I could probably, since this is over here, let's come over here, and you know, maybe I could try that with this. I'm such a cheater, but let's find out. So if I say sudo apt update, you're just gonna have to wait. Then maybe we could come over here into Lisp even on, I don't know, this is why I guess WSL could be cool, right? So far it's, and I always hit Alt P right here, but I'm on, like, and instead of Control P, because in Emacs you can do that like with Sly and stuff, but normally I'm on FreeBSD and there's a TCSH, that's what I have a lot of times running as my dude, and the Alt P will do the same thing as Control P. So I'm just used to that. Upguard me, man. Oh, did it again. I guess you should probably use the same shell on different machines just so it's not so confusing. But I don't know. I use Vim and Emacs now, and a lot of times when I was like, I use Vim all the time, and I'd be inside i3, and the dude that made i3 used the old school like game keys. You know, it's like Vim is one off because you're usually moving up and down more than left and right, because there you can hit W and all these different other words to like move left and right and stuff. So it's shifted over, and then the old like JKL semicolon movement or whatever. That's how like the i3 is. So at first, when i3 first came out, the guy was like, he didn't even have it where you could change your keys to be Vim. It was just one off from Vim, and people were like, "Why can't I change my keys? Or why aren't you using those keys?" And he's like, "Well, because in Vim it makes sense to go up and down, you know." But and you're telling window manager a lot of time you're moving between left and right on your screen, your widescreen you have now. So it just made more sense. And so when he eventually added it where you could do that, I switched it to where there were Vim keys, and then years later I switched it back. The next time I installed it, probably on a machine, I just left it that way, and it's just like messing with your brain a little bit or something, you know. And over here, I'm over here talking and it downloaded. So here we can say sudo apt install Lisp. And certainly you have it over here. And so I don't know, can I run that over there in this guy? I don't know if it's gonna let me do this. If I run Lisp over here, so if I type exit, so here I could go where we see .temp, and then I think with Lisp, you'll just run the file. I don't think you have to put there you go. So if we clear the screen and run that, I guess, and so you can have it over here too. And then if I was to say, you know, where is Lisp? So you see user bin Lisp. So I don't know. It's probably not even gonna like the way I do this. So from Windows, if I wanted to get over there, let's say, because right here I'm in the Windows side. The Mount C is the Windows side. So over here I can say whack WSL $ whack Ubuntu, and then come over here. I rarely do this, but maybe this is a reason to do it. So user bin, and then we can come over here and find Lisp. And so I just doubt there's a way for this to know how to run that. So I wonder if I could say, you know, I don't even think I'll try this because I don't think it's going to work, but it does give me an idea. Because the Windows side's not going to know. Well, if I'm on the Windows side and I go over there, right? So let's just go like this. And then put that there. And then if I was to say Lisp, like it's not going to know what to do. Or what if I told it to open it up in Ubuntu? Where is Ubuntu? When I type where Ubuntu, if I go like this, maybe I can find out Ubuntu. I think this video is going too far now, but I just never thought about this stuff before. Show me my folder. Ubuntu, I want the actual, let me, like right click it. I can't see that. A lot of times you can come in there and see where the, like if I have GIMP here, let's say, and I want to know where that is, open file location. So the question is, can I say Ubuntu and then run a command immediately, right? Because if I can do that, then maybe I could tell it to do it. But I still don't know where that is. This Ubuntu command. Whenever I do that, I type Ubuntu again. It's just not. What about app settings maybe? Or is that where I just was? Yeah. So I don't know what to do here. Like if I said Ubuntu Lisp, you know, like it's not gonna know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't know. There might be a way to like trick this into coming over here and running this, if I can find a way to put a flag to Ubuntu, right? There might be some flags you can put here or something where it runs a command on startup or something. WSL run, yeah, run command on startup. So I guess in your bash RC file. So maybe you'd like alias something to Ubuntu and then try to use one of these. I might try that some other time, but I don't want to just like wander around in a video without, it wasn't supposed to be about this to begin with. So I think with, you know, this, and also I want to say, it doesn't matter. Ribbit.